This is how the playoffs will go in the 2026 NFL season. In the wildcard round, we have the Cowboys versus the Packers. I just believe that the Packers are the better football team. They will overwhelm this Cowboys defense, which is very vulnerable to the passing game, which the Packers excel at. Not to mention, we all know the Packers own the Cowboys in the playoffs. Then we have the Eagles versus the Bears, and I honestly believe the Bears will win this game. I think the Eagles have a very talented roster, but I don't think this team's going to be winning in the playoffs due to Jalen Hurts not being able to win in the big moments. We have the Saints versus the Seahawks, and I do believe the Seahawks will win. This football team has way more experience when it comes to the playoffs. They won the Super Bowl last year. I do think this team will still be very good, and the Saints will be a little bit out of their league in the playoffs. In the AFC, we have the Chargers versus the Bills. I do believe the Bills will win this football game. They just have the better team, not to mention Justin Herbert is a playoff joker. I think that Josh Allen will elevate his football team enough to win this football game. We have the Patriots versus the Broncos. We get a rematch of this last season, and I do believe the Broncos will get it done when they have Bo Nix healthy. Bo Nix wasn't able to play last year in the AFC Championship, so they're going to want to get their get back, and they're going to win this football game in the wild card round. Then we have Ravens versus Bengals. We get another divisional game. This would be a great game, but I do think that the Ravens will end up winning this one. I just believe by this point, Jesse Minter and that team will have it all figured out. Their defense will be way too much for the Bengals, and they'll win this game. In the divisional game, we have the Seahawks versus the Packers. I am going to take the Packers in this one. I think Micah Parsons is going to be a complete game wrecker. I think that Jordan Love in this offense has the best potential to outbest this Seahawks defense, which is obviously going to be very good next season. Then we have the Rams versus the Bears. I think the Rams take this one again. This is a rematch of the last divisional round this last season. I think the Rams just have way too talented of a roster, and they're going to overwhelm Caleb Williams in the playoffs. Then in the AFC, we have the Ravens versus the Texans, and I do believe the Texans will win this game. They're going to be the 1 seed. I think they'll be able to beat the Ravens here. While I do believe in Lamar Jackson more in the playoffs, I'm going to give it to the Texans, who have the best defense in the NFL. Then we have the Bills versus the Broncos. We get another rematch of this last season. I think the Bills get it done this time. I think Josh Allen finally overcomes that Broncos defense, and he's able to do enough to get his team back to the AFC Championship. And then in the conference championships, we have the Rams versus the Packers. This will be a great NFC Championship. I truly believe this is how it will go down, but I do think the Rams are just the better football team. Both of these teams are two of the best rosters in the NFL. It will be a great defensive matchup with a lot of great offensive firepower, but I do believe Rams will come out on top. Then we have the Texans versus the Bills. We all know what happened when Josh Allen last played the Texans, but I think this will be a different story. I think Josh Allen will come out victorious, and he'll finally make it to his first Super Bowl this season. And that leaves us with the Rams and the Bills. This would be a fantastic Super Bowl. I'd be so hyped if this was the Super Bowl matchup, but in typical Bills fashion, I think they're going to lose this Super Bowl. I do think these are two of the best teams in the NFL, but the Rams have the best roster by far. Bringing in Myles Garrett and Trent McDuffie just put them over the edge, and I think that Josh Allen, it is most fitting that he will lose in a Super Bowl before he wins one.